Hello everybody, I'm Cuzzer88. Welcome back to another episode of 5-Minute Redstone, or maybe it'll be 10-minute Redstone, who knows. But in this episode we are going to talk about indicator storage lights so that you can see exactly how much of your storage system is in use. Today we're going to talk about, well, obviously I'm going to show you how to make it, but I'm also going to talk about what is going on behind the scenes and explain some key concepts. Because if you understand the key concepts and you understand how these things work, not only can you build them, you can adapt them to whatever situation you want because you know how they work. Simple? Simple. So key concept number one, how do hoppers work? So if you look behind here, you can see that we have, people sometimes refer to these as storage silos. I've seen videos by people such as Mumbo Jumbo and other big prominent redstoners. But these can be sort of as tall as high as you want them, and they're just a really good way of storing en masse materials that you usually have a lot of, such as your stone, your earth, and various other things. Now, in a previous episode, I showed you how to make item filters, and I even showed you how to make hopper minecarts, loading stations, that sort of thing. But all those sort of things can be used to filter what kind of items go in. But if you look here, key concept of how hoppers work, if we just had a load of hoppers in line going into the back of each of these chests, not only do they go into the back of the chest, but they also go down. Now if I was to put an item, or a stack in this case, in this hopper straight away, you'd see that some items go into this chest. However, obviously we don't want that, because that means our storage system is going to fill up from the top and none of these chests are going to get filled. However, if we have all of our hoppers, as you can see, facing into the back of the chests, but we have a feeder hopper going into the side of this one, what we will find happens instead, because of how quickly items go through hoppers, sorry, by feeding into here, the second an item gets into this hopper, it will get pulled down. So no items will go in here, none in here, and voila, the system is filling up from the bottom. Success! So what that enables us to do then, through the power of redstone, is set up a series of comparators, watching what is going on in these hoppers, and then sending out the right output to these lamps so that each lamp will turn on when these chests start getting items in them, and in that way you can see quite clearly from across a room, okay, how is my, for example, gunpowder storage from a creeper mob farm going? Oh, I'm up to the third indicator light. Okay, I know the system's nearly full. So all this system is two repeating layers over and over again until you get to the height that you want, and this system that I am using is a 3x4 footprint. As usual, green denotes just any generic building block that's going to have stuff placed on it, and red denotes anything that's actually carrying a charge. So we'll know this as layer 1. We've got the hopper going into the back of the chest, and then all we simply have is a comparator looking at that hopper, and then when something goes in this hopper, it sees that something's going in it, it outputs a signal. In this case, it outputs a signal into this block, powering this block, which in turn powers the redstone lamp. And so all the while there's items in this hopper, that lamp will show on. Then we move on to layer 2. Now layer 2 of this design, you can see, is built on top of the green blocks as shown before, and we're just adding an extra layer. So you still have layer 1 hidden down there, as we've already discussed. Layer 2, this time the comparator is going behind it, so that it's not on top of the first one. Okay, but the exact same concepts are happening. So this comparator is now watching this hopper. Once this hopper becomes has items in it, it will send out a signal which will power this block, which in turn will power this redstone dust, which will then power this block, which will then power this repeater, powering this block and powering the redstone lamp. I place 64 items in this hopper. Obviously items are flowing through both of these hoppers now, and you can see both lamps are turning on. Okay, if I take items out of this hopper, place them in here, and see the bottom lamp only turns on. And so you just simply repeat building these two layers over and over again until you have something that looks like this. Okay, and you can see it goes in quite a nice little tier system all the way up, and you can build as high as you want. Just remember that when you get to the end, so that the hoppers work properly, you have to build this feeder hopper, okay? And this can be fed by any system you want. Maybe check out one of my other videos on hopper minecart systems. So if I now chuck in a couple of stacks, into this feeder hopper. You can see it already had items in the system earlier, but you can see that only the bottom chest is showing with items in it. Once this hopper becomes full, it will back up in the system, and this hopper will start showing that it has items in it. And as soon as this hopper has items in it, like so, you'll see the second light will turn on. And that is how your indicator system works. So just remember, when you do get to a point where this indicator light is on, for example, it doesn't mean that your system's imminently about to be overflown, because obviously behind the scenes, you've also still got the storage system of the hopper itself. So you've got the double chest and you've got the hopper. And then of course you can decorate the storage system anyhow you want, and you can easily see from across the room, okay, yeah, cool, my first chest is full or getting filled, and I've still got loads of storage in the system, and these can be as high as you want. That was another 5-minute redstone lesson with Cuzzer88. I hope you enjoyed that. There's a few other different storage system indication lights that I can go through. If you've got any ideas of anything that you'd like to see explained in detail, give me a shout in the comments below, and who knows, maybe I'll make a tutorial just for you. Until next time, love you, miss you, bye.